Hey guys, welcome to the start of a reading vlog. I am really excited because I haven't done a reading vlog in a long time and I thought I would give this a try. So I'm sorry if this is kind of shaky. I feel like trying to hold this steady is really difficult. But today is February 1st and the baby is due February 10th. So, I mean, he could definitely come early. We don't know. Or he could be late. Who knows? He could be February 17th for all we know. So I thought I would just kind of keep you updated through these reading vlogs about what I'm reading because I don't know if February is going to be a month where I get to read nothing because of the baby or like tons of stuff because of the baby. I mean, I don't know too much about babies, but I know they sleep a lot at the beginning. And if he sleeps like most of the day, I mean, yeah, I'm going to take naps, but I'm not going to take as many naps as he is, right? I don't think so. So I'm thinking that I'll be able to listen to some audiobooks, like while I'm getting ready, maybe even while I'm feeding him. I'm thinking I'll get to read some ebooks, like in the middle of the night when I'm feeding him and I'm trying to stay awake, so I can just pull up an ebook on my phone. And I'm thinking I'll get some physical reading time too for books while I'm just waiting on him to wake up from his naps. So we'll see. Maybe I'm too ambitious, but being off of school for 6 weeks, and then my husband will be here for the first 2 weeks. After that, I'll mostly be by myself. Like there might be parents and stuff coming to help, but I'll be 4 weeks here mostly by myself with the baby. So I can't imagine that I won't have time to read, but I could be wrong. So I started a book that I didn't even put on my February TBR, but this book is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I took off the cover and realized how cool is this book? Like, look at that. I love it. So I went ahead and started this because it's really short and I thought it would be just something good as like a kind of like a little palate cleanser before I start these gigantic series that I want to read. I want to read, the First Law trilogy. That's on the first book in that. Joe Abercrombie, what's it called? The Blade Itself. That's on my February TBR, or is it? I don't remember. Actually, maybe it's not. I bought it though, and I want to read it soon. Leviathan Wakes, which is the first of the Expanse series, which is a sci-fi series. That's on my TBR. So just before I start all these giant things, I just kind of want to just a little palate cleanser. And this book is weird. This is one of the weirdest books I've ever read in my life. So I'm on page like 55 or something like that. I really just started it, but it's really fast to read. It's only 245 pages, so I don't think it'll take me very long if we keep having as many snow days. We've had 3 snow days now, plus the weekend, so I've been off for the last 5 days from school, and it's looking like very possibly we will have another snow day tomorrow. Honestly, I think it's the universe's way of rewarding me and telling me, hey, you're getting ready to have this baby, so, here's you some days off. So anyway, this book, so I read Susanna Clarke's other book, which is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Loved the miniseries, loved the book even more, loved her writing style. It was awesome. It was weird, and it was a huge book. So this one's weird, and it's a small book. This is super strange. I don't even know if you call it magical realism because there's nothing in it that's very real, but maybe. And it's about this guy named Piranesi. Well, this other man calls him Piranesi, so he thinks that that's his name. He said he doesn't remember ever being named that. But he lives in this house. It almost reminds me of like House of Leaves, if you know anything about that, where the house itself is like huge and weird and magical and fantastic. And that's his whole world. Like he's never been outside the house. Apparently there's nothing else in the world except the house. I think he's going to discover that there is more, but I'm not really sure. But it's basically, yeah, he lives in this house that is inhabited by this gigantic ocean. And there's like sea creatures and just like seaweed and stuff everywhere. There's like tons of hallways. He's only explored so many of them in his lifetime. And there's only one other person he's ever seen in this house. And he calls that man the Other. And he gets together with him twice a week where they hang out and talk. And the Other has these grand plans about how he's going to find this like secret knowledge. I think he calls it like a great and secret knowledge, and it's capitalized. And that's another weird thing, is that there's tons of words in this book that are capitalized. All the hallways, like hallway is capitalized. The word statue, because there's tons of statues in this house too. They're all that word's capitalized every single time. And, Piranesi, right now he is, I'm only 50 pages in, but he is trying to help the Other with the Other's quest of finding this great and secret knowledge. And I think that he's going to find out more about the world. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this whole thing is supposed to be a metaphor for something else, because I'm thinking that it is, or like some sort of allegory or something. I mean, I think there's something going on here. that's more than what it seems on the surface, more than just a guy living in a giant house that has an ocean in it. But I don't know what it is, and I don't know, maybe I'm not smart enough to figure it out yet, or maybe I just don't have enough clues. But I feel like if I haven't figured it out by the end, whatever this is all supposed to actually represent or what it's all supposed to mean, then I mean, maybe there's not a deeper meaning, but I feel like there is. And so maybe I'll just read about it. But I'm hoping that I can just not look anything up. That's the goal, is to not Google anything and be able to figure out what the heck this book is supposed to mean. Because right now, it's just so weird. It's so weird. Like, he doesn't have shoes, and he, makes he writes in a journal and he makes lists of things, like, and he names all the different years. Like, he goes by, like, right now the year he's in is the year that the albatross came to the something hall, like the certain hallway or something. Let's see, what is it? Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm on, like, this chapter is called The 192nd Western Hall. And this is the entry for the 20th day of the 6th month in the year the albatross came to the southwestern halls. I mean, it's super, super weird. I can't explain to you how weird it is. And at first, I kind of hated it. Like, the first maybe like 10 pages, I was like, this is too weird for me. I can't read this. Then it kind of got to where I'm at least intrigued enough, because one, I think it is a metaphor for something else, hopefully, maybe. And two, I'm just so intrigued as to what he's going to find out about, like, maybe he finds out that there is a real world outside of this place. And I kind of want to know what this place is. I'm shocked that I'm intrigued as I am, honestly. So I will let you know my thoughts more so as I read, and I'll keep going with it. I do also want to mention that I'm also reading Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames, and that book is sort of the sequel to Kings of the Wild, which I read last month, and I really liked Kings of the Wild. It was an easy, fast read. I had some issues with it too, and I'm doing a dedicated review video hopefully soon, but I think I gave it 3.5 stars. But I've heard that the second one is a lot better. It's not a direct sequel, but it is set in the same universe, and there's like one of the same characters, but she was a very minor character that was hardly even introduced in the first one. But this one's all about, apparently about this girl who lives in, this is all sort of set in like a Viking kind of fantasy world. By the way, the baby is like distracting me because literally I keep feeling this foot. I don't know if y'all can see this, but maybe he'll move. I keep, like, right here, his foot keeps kicking me. Let's see. No. Oh, I saw a little movement. I don't know if you saw that. He squirmed a little bit. He's really camera shy. Every time I try to catch him on film, he stops moving. Anyway, so it is set in this Viking-inspired world, and it's about this girl who is she works at this bar right now, and like a tavern, but she wants to be like a bard for a band, like all these bands, and it's totally like a rock band, but it's actually just a Viking band of, warriors that travel around and take different gigs, and their gigs are that they fight things. It's supposed to be like they're a rock band though, but in Viking times. And so she wants to be their bard. Bards, at least in the first book, I remember, are known for not having very long lives. So this will be interesting to see, but I'm at the very beginning, but she's already about to become the bard for this pretty famous band. And the band is led by this woman that they call Bloody Rose, and she's the daughter of a band leader from another old famous band who was they were the central characters in the first book. So in the first book, they are trying to find this girl because she had been like sort of like taken, and she was trapped in this place and couldn't escape. And anyway, the whole first book was them, the old band getting together trying to find her. Now it's about her band and hiring this girl named Tam, who, like I said, is just right now kind of wanting to get out and do something different. So she is going to accept this. I assume she is. She's going to become a bard for their band. And that's all I know so far. So I'll keep you updated on that one too. That one, I'm listening to the audiobook. So I'm doing 2 books at once, and I don't think that this one will take me very long. The audiobook's only, I don't know, at the speed I listen to it, I think I can get through it in I think it was like 15 hours or something like that, or maybe less. So hopefully it won't even take me, half of February. But all right, well, that's a long update, but I just wanted to show you what I was reading and let you know baby updates as I go. So right now, no signs of anything, but we have a doctor's appointment in 2 days, and I'll let you know if I find anything out. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye. I just wanted to pop in with a quick update. So sorry if it's kind of echoey. I, for some reason, set up in the kitchen in here, but I finished Piranesi and I read it in like a day and a half. So it is really short. I was excited that it was already February 2nd and I had already finished a book in like 2 days of February. But I do highly recommend this book, although just know going into it, it is super weird. I would almost go into it knowing absolutely nothing about it, except that it is kind of like magical realism. The best part of this book, I thought, was actually the first half, because I really liked not knowing what was going on and being super confused. I kind of talked a little bit about, I already talked about what the book was about a little bit yesterday, I think, in the other vlog. But the second half, you finally find out what's going on. And the mystery is, I guess, more what kept me going. I didn't care so much about the actual solution to the mystery, but it was still really, really good. I don't know that it's for everybody, because it is, it is one of the weirdest books I've ever read. I don't know that I could name a weirder book, honestly, off the top of my head. But that's what honestly made it so good. At first, like I said, I thought I hated it, but then the mystery just made me kept reading. So I don't know. I would at least give it a try if I were you, for sure. It's so short that, like, why not? I think this is all it needed to be. Like, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is huge, and it might be a little bit too long, but this one is pretty much the perfect length. So a couple other things. One, I'm super excited to try this. Ooh, should I try it right now and let you guys know how it is? Oh, let's do that. This is this mocha chocolate Kit Kat bar duo thing. And I don't even like coffee, but I like the smell of coffee. Oh, wow. It's a different color than a normal Kit Kat. Okay. Oh my gosh, it smells intensely like coffee. Like a lot. Tastes like coffee. Like I said, I don't like I like things that taste like the smell of coffee, if that makes any sense. It's pretty good. It's honestly more coffee flavored than I thought. I thought it would be a little more chocolate. I'm just gonna keep eating it. I like it. It's really sweet. Very, really sweet. Like, probably sweeter than a normal Kit Kat bar. Okay, I'd recommend it. I would definitely try it. Even for people that don't like coffee, like me. It is a little stronger coffee flavor than I thought, though. But I guess that's what you want if you're buying mocha. The smell, though, is amazing. Oh my gosh, I could just smell that all day. Okay, so another update. I've been reading Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. I've been listening to it as an audiobook, and I am on chapter like 6 or 7, so I'm a good chunk in. And it is better than Kings of the Wild already. Kings of the Wild, this is kind of a sequel, but not really. I think I mentioned that already in the vlog yesterday. But it's good. Kings of the Wild was good. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It's funny. This one already has a little bit more of a serious tone. There's some kind of funny stuff in it, but like the tone, the whole tone just seems more, I don't know, really more straightforward. And I think I like the main character a lot better than I did the main character of Kings of the Wild, because it's this girl and she's young and she's trying to kind of figure out what she's doing, and she's already kind of made some mistakes a little bit, sort of. And I don't know, I just kind of like it better than the whole premise of the last one, which I thought the premise of the last one sounded cooler, but this book is actually turning out to be better, and I hear a lot of people say it's better. I think the writing quality is just better. Maybe it's because he's not a first-time author anymore. So I'll keep you updated on Bloody Rose. And physically, I'm going back to Memnoch by Anne Rice. I had to decide if I wanted to read this, because I'd already started it, or did I want to read the Expanse series. But that is so epic, and why not wait and start it like when I have a baby? That makes perfect sense. Like I said, I'm taking it to the hospital with me. So I think I'll start this. Oh, wow. My dog is like pawing at her bowl, but she has food. She's crazy. Anyway, so Memnoch, 5th book, of course. I've talked about this many, many times, and I'm just seeing if I like it any better this time than I did in the previous read-throughs way back in the day. So we'll see. Real quick, I do have to show you this. I'm going to take you in here. This is my desk currently. So exercise ball is my chair. There's my computer on the piano bench. Yeah, because, you know, I want to get this baby out. It's time. He's got to come out. So, you know, if I get this vlog posted before I have the baby, then I will ask you guys for any tips for how to get this baby out soon. All right, so I will keep you updated and I will see you guys again later. Well, I'm ready to go ahead and end this reading vlog. So the baby is due tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, I should probably end this just in case. But funny story, there's gonna be an ice storm here where I live tomorrow, literally starting tomorrow into the next couple days. So I don't know how we're gonna get to the hospital. I don't know how we're gonna deal with taking care of our dog. It's gonna be a whole thing. But hopefully the baby will come next week instead. I will be induced next, a week from the due date, basically, if he's not here by then. So, because they don't want me to go past 41 weeks. Anyway, long story short, but I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about the book that I started reading. So this was the book that I intended to take to the hospital with me, because clearly I'm going to get a lot of reading done in labor, right? I do hope to vlog from the hospital, so we'll see. But I did start Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, and I mentioned this book, I believe, before. I can't even remember what I've told you about this, but I knew that it was, sort of like, it literally Game of Thrones, but set in space. It is sort of like an epic space opera, but also like a detective mystery kind of story. So I like sci-fi and I like detective stories. So this really does combine both. I'm almost halfway finished. I'm gonna finish I'm gonna get to halfway here in just a little bit. So I will, in the next reading vlog, I will tell you how it goes finishing it. But this is a TV series on the Sci-Fi Channel, or no, it's not. It's on Amazon Prime. I lied. It's called The Expanse, because that's the name of the series. There are, I believe, 8 books right now, and there are going to be 9 in the series eventually when it's finished, which is going to be very, very soon. And I've heard, I kind of want to read more into this, but I've heard that this one is kind of maybe one of the weaker novels, and that they do get better. At first, the first 50 or so pages, I was so intrigued. There was so much happening right off the bat. I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening and then this happened. Oh my goodness. It was breakneck speed, tons of stuff, interesting things. Then it really slowed down a lot. And so there's 2 main characters that we go back and forth between their points of view with each chapter. And I just got to the point, I don't really think it's a spoiler, but because clearly the 2 main characters are going to meet at some point, but they finally just met each other at almost halfway through the book. And so I felt like there was just a lot of stuff happening in between, a lot of time passed in between the events at the beginning. It's oh, weeks later this happened, and it had been, a month since this had happened, and you were like, oh wow, I didn't realize time had passed that much. So a lot has been happening, but I don't know. It's decent. I feel like it's telling me some stuff I don't really need to know. And I feel like it's doing that in hopes that I will come to like the characters better. But honestly, the characters are pretty two-dimensional. I think I've heard this before, that the characters are kind of one of the downfalls of this, but the mystery and the plot kind of are what keep you reading. Basically, it's about 2 characters, and one is, it says the commanding officer of this ice miner, and I may have told you this already before in some other video, I can't remember, but he finds a ship, a derelict ship with basically a secret on board, and then there's a detective that has nothing to do with him that lives on a different planet, who is paid to try to find this girl who it turns out was on that same ship, and that's how the 2 main characters come together. And he realizes that this girl might be the key to everything. They've just kind of realized something much bigger is going on. So between the 2 of them, it says they have to thread the needle between the Earth government, the outer planet revolutionaries, because there's a lot of stuff going on in politics of this world, and secretive corporations, and the odds are against them. So yeah, it's a space, like it says, it's a space opera, kind of a blockbuster, but it's supposedly set to where instead of, a lot of sci-fi, we can go anywhere in the galaxy, right? Or anywhere in the entire universe at light speed. Well, in this one, it's kind of halfway in between. We can go some places, we just have never gone very far. We don't go outside our own solar system. We really hardly go outside of even to the outer planets very much, right? Outside the asteroid belt and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting because it's like, oh, we're coming along, but not, it says like Mars, the moon, the asteroid belt, but the stars are still out of our reach. So it's kind of a like future, but not like crazy far in the future. So that part's interesting. So I'm interested enough that I'm going to keep reading. I would honestly probably go ahead and try book 2. I don't know that I will buy it. I bought this one because, like I said, I was at Barnes & Noble that one day and I did that little book haul. I was like, oh, I can buy things. And yeah, so I would read the sequel just to see if it gets any better. But I'm going to leave this vlog here. At least, hey, I read Piranesi. Oh yeah, I did read more of Memnoch too. I forgot to tell you, Memnoch the Devil by Anne Rice. I got to page like 100 and something, and I decided to pause on it for a little while. I'm like a fourth or so of the way through, and I'm still listening to Bloody Rose as well. I am about 30 to 35% of the, like somewhere around a third of the way through Bloody Rose. It's just okay. But I think it's probably better than Kings of the Wild, honestly. It's maybe not as like fun as Kings of the Wild, but I think it's better written. I think the author has definitely gotten better. So I'm going to keep reading Memnoch. I'm going to keep listening to Bloody Rose, but this is the one I'm going to focus on for right now. I brought home a couple other, like 3 other young adult books from my school library. I checked those out to read while I'm at home with the baby for 6 weeks. So we'll see what all I can get through this month, but I'm excited. Hey, no matter what, I read 1 book this month, and that's Piranesi. Yeah, it was less than 300 pages, but you know, I read it. All right, well, wish me luck, and I will hopefully be vlogging to you next time in the hospital. If not, I'm going to start another vlog soon and let you know about the second half of the Expanse series here, Leviathan Wakes, and let you know my thoughts, and especially if I decide to continue on. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you again sometime. Bye.